for joining us. Just tell us about the background.
Well, what you're seeing is the helm area of the 48 Cruiser Blue. That is the second 48 Cruiser that we delivered last August to her owner in Michigan. I just thought this was a great picture, so I used it as my background.
It is a great picture.
It makes people think I'm on the boat. Let's not tell secrets, though.
No. Just quickly on Blue. So hull 2 of the 48 series, and that was just a kind of out of the blue inquiry, wasn't it? Hull number 1. It was just a customer came to you and said, "I want this ridiculously well built 48-foot cruiser," and you guys obliged.
It's a crazy story. Basically, my wife and I were enjoying a Saturday afternoon in a nice anchorage up in Door County, Wisconsin, with our boat and our dog. It's time to take the dog ashore, so we hopped in the dinghy and we're putzing along, and we hear, "I love your dog." My wife started with, "I love your boat," or "We love your boat," I should say. Next thing we know, we're boarding that boat, and the owner of the boat finds out I'm with Berger. She got all excited and said, "Oh, I've been always wondering, would you guys ever consider building a 40-foot boat?" I said, "Sure, why not? We're a custom yard. We'll build whatever you want." And one thing led to another, and the first 48 Cruiser was built, Blue Boat home, and delivered in 2018. Really fun story.
Yeah, I mean, if it hadn't been for that moment, the boat would never have existed. It's incredible. So
exactly.
Is it likely that you'll build more, or will it be a 2-run series, or how's it looking?
Well, in reality, we're building a third right now. We've extended it to 50 foot, and it's under construction now and should be completed later this summer. This one is also built speculatively, as was hull number 2. It's a great entry point for someone looking for an alternative to production boats.
Yeah.
Something that they can customize and make their own. And it's also a great second boat for someone, say someone's got a 150-foot yacht somewhere and they have a home on I don't know, up in New England or wherever. This would be a great boat to have behind their boat, or behind their home, I should say. Something that they can use when they don't want to travel to their other yacht.
Yeah, it strikes me as the perfect thing to stick on the jetty at the end of the garden.
Exactly.
But that's new ground for you, isn't it? I mean, Berger's known for building obviously much bigger boats, super yachts, and here you are, hull 2 or working on hull 3 of a 48-foot series.
Well, it is and it isn't. If you go back in our records very quickly in the 50s, 1950s, in general, the boats were 50 foot in length. In the 60s, they went to 60 feet. In the 70s, 70 feet. And it kind of went that way all the way through the 2000s when they jumped over 100, 120, 130, 140 foot yachts. So we're kind of looking back to our past and reliving that, so to speak. As a result of the 48, we have a 66 footer on the boards right now, working with a client on one roughly 78, 80 foot. So it's brought a lot of new inquiries into these smaller yachts, which let's build boats. That's what we're here to do, build custom yachts.
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose it gets people into the Berger family smaller, and so obviously exactly. with the ambition to trade up and get into the bigger stuff eventually.
Well, and that's what we saw in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. People would grow with us. And so this gives them the opportunity to come out of a production boat into something 50, 60 feet. And then in 10 years or whatever it might be, they go up to 70, 80 feet, 90 feet, so on and so forth, on up the line.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting.
Yeah. Well, it's great. It's good to hear the hull 3s in the sheds. Given everything that's going on in the world with the COVID-19, just how has Berger kind of operated through this little period here?
Well, we managed to continue operations throughout the entire COVID-19 pandemic so far. because we do commercial work as well. We do a lot of refit and repair work on passenger vessels, research vessels. We haven't done any cargo vessels to date, but yet we're here to do that. But since passenger vessels are part of the transportation infrastructure, we were deemed essential. So we were able to remain open. Obviously, we have to take precautions for the safety of our employees through social distancing, cleaning, and all of the buzzwords of today. Limiting visitors to the shipyards, things of that nature. But we managed to keep busy, and we're just wrapping up one of the busiest winters we've had in a while.
Oh, great. So what's underway in the yard in Wisconsin?
Well, over the winter, we had the first two 48s back in the yard because the owners are from the Great Lakes. So they came back into our burger care program, where the boats came in, we inspected the boats, we did whatever maintenance was needed, any upgrades that they might have requested, repairs that might have been needed throughout the winter. We had a small water taxi in for a repower. Another boat that we had built came in for some shaft line work. We had a large passenger vessel come in for significant shell plate replacement and upgrades. We are building a 98-foot passenger vessel currently. The other 50 cruiser that we have under construction. And then we had a couple other vessels come in for just the quick haul out, bottom job, whatever it might have been, and then back in the water and off it went. So a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff coming up. Additional refit and repair work on commercial vessels. And again, like I said, we've got some good inquiries on new yachts up to around 140 feet.
And what is the limit of boat that you are able to build in your facility?
Well, technically, we could go to 80 meters. There's a facility across the river that we could utilize to build up to 80 meters. In our shipyard, right around 60 meters. 60 meters is the limit within the actual footprint of the shipyard. But again, like I said, if we go across the river and utilize that facility, we could go to 80 meters.
And so some of the new inquiries you're looking at now, are they in the super yacht space?
Well, generally 50 meters and below currently, most of our inquiries. We do have a design right now for the 214 feet, 64.5 meter, I believe it is, that we've been designing over the years. And I believe we'll be on the Boat International Virtual Boat Show to be able to see it there.
Excellent. And do you think, Berger, do you think you guys have a comfort zone when it comes to size of boats?
Actually, building a custom boat is our comfort zone. We've only built under 500 GT to date, but it's still, you have to follow the rules and the requirements of the classification society flag state, and we're good at following those rules and building to those requirements. So as long as we don't outgrow the facility, we don't really see a problem with it.
Yeah. You mentioned the virtual boat show. I mean, we launched that obviously in reaction to everything that's going on, and we saw in the news recently that Seabass and Libra have pulled out of the Monaco show. Just from where you're sitting at Berger, how do you see the autumn shows? Do you think by Fort Lauderdale, by the time that show rolls around, this will still be a factor, or do you think, I don't know, it's very hard to forecast, but
it's so hard to know what's going to happen by the time Fort Lauderdale Boat Show comes around. We're all in at this point for Fort Lauderdale. We're also in for the Newport Boat Show, which is earlier in September. It's hard to say. I do believe there's going to be an impact, but I also believe that by the time that comes around, that people will be ready to get out and visit boat shows, and I think precautions will be in place that people will feel more comfortable by that time. At least fingers crossed.
Yeah. And in a weird kind of way, it's had I was talking to people in Florida, and they were saying that because you couldn't really go anywhere, there was just desperate, urgent need to get on the water. So smaller boats, center consoles and things were flying off the shelves because your only outlet was the water. So people were buying boats just to get away.
Exactly.
So I guess we'll see what happens. But it'd be great.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. We're seeing around here, at least, a lot of the people are putting their boats in the water and they're getting out and using them. So that's exciting to see. And hopefully that leads to more business from our perspective.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to hear your thoughts about the kind of the US market, because what was formerly a really proud new build nation has a few bright spots remaining, but it's not what it was. Obviously, Berger, Delta up in Seattle, Westport, and a few others. But why do you think it is? Why do you think the kind of the weight of the market has left and is now sitting in Europe, and the US has kind of lost a bit of the business it once had?
Well, I think Europe and the various nations have done a great job of promoting their products, and they have a very diverse product line. I just think one of the things that we need to do in this country is to show that we have a great product offering, that we can build anything in just about any size, and we can compete on the global market. And that's what we're trying to do here at Berger. I know Delta's doing a good job building some of their boats. Westport's got a great presence within the global market. And I think we're starting to make headway within the global market as well as within the United States, keeping people in the United States.
Hmm. Yeah, because American buyers love American products.
Yes.
So, and the market is basically American. I mean, American buyers have been at the core of the superyacht business and have been for a long time. 50% of all business is from American customers. So it seems crazy. It just seems crazy to me. It seems there's a slight disconnect. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it'd be great to see more big boats being commissioned at US yards.
We agree. And obviously we agree. But there's a lot of opportunity in the United States, again, through the different yards that are still active in pursuing those projects. And we're all here for the client to help build their dream, whether it's a 48 cruiser or something into the 60, 70 meter size range.
Yeah, I mean, just a casual look at the Berger back catalogue will reveal that you guys can pretty much build anything. I mean, Sakara, 4 to Ingot to Northland. And Northland was your last big launch.
Correct.
Beautiful boat. And can you just tell us a bit about the cruising behaviour of Northland? Because she was a tough looking thing and built to explore. And that's what we had on the cover, actually. The bit on the cover was built to explore. So where's Northland gone since you delivered her?
Well, since we've delivered her, her first cruise was through the islands, the Bahamas, Caribbean, and so on. She came back to Florida and then cruised the northeastern United States. And those were kind of his shakedown, let's get used to the boat cruise. From there, it went to Tahiti, cruised the South Pacific all the way to Australia, did a brief yard period in Australia, and is now back in the United States. They're looking at their next adventure now. And it is a long range adventure, I can tell you that. Good.
I mean, but that seems to be, well, you know, there's a lot of talk about explore yachting and leaving the milk run behind and all that kind of stuff. So it's, you know, it's the perfect boat for that kind of blue water adventure. It'd be great to see more explorer yachts commissioned in the US.
Well, what's fun about Northland too is she is a steel-hulled vessel, and Berger has been known for aluminum construction. Well, we're a metal boat builder, And we have built aluminum yachts because that's what our clients have wanted. When the client of Northland approached us and said that he wanted a steel yacht, it's like, okay, well, actually steel's easier to work with than aluminum in a lot of ways. And our guys did a great job of building that boat for him, and they're absolutely thrilled.
And was he known to you, that client, or was he entirely new to Berger?
He was entirely new to Berger. He came out of a larger production yacht.
And just in terms of clients, future clients for Berger, obviously the American market is very potent, and it'd be great to see more American buyers commissioning home-built boats, but is there any other parts of the world that are promising for the brand?
The entire world is our marketplace, but primarily it is, I'll call it North America. Central and North America is our primary client base to date. We have built for clients in Eastern Europe, in the Middle East and things of that nature, but our primary market has been North America. And that's primary focus at the moment. We've been in conversations with people in Australia. We have yachts in the Far East, throughout the world. Our primary market right now is North America.
Yeah, and Mexico's active
Yep.
market as well. Bonetti sells an awful lot of boats into Mexico and a few other brands. It'd be good to get some of that market, obviously,
Definitely.
Building in the US. Just talk about so just your personal boating experience. So what do you run?
Well, right now we are boatless. We sold our boat about 3 weeks ago, and we're looking for our next adventure. Personally, my wife and I have been looking to buy an old classic, around a 45 to 50 foot classic yacht. We'll see how that goes.
Sailing yacht or motor yacht?
Motor yacht.
Okay. Yeah.
My wife is kind of leaning towards the Grand Banks at the moment.
Ah, they're great boats.
Yeah. So we don't want just the typical express cruiser. We want something kind of unique.
Yeah, and that, you can do some proper passages in a boat like that.
Well, there's so many wonderful places here in the Great Lakes that we want to explore. So that's where that type of boat has come in. What we did on our previous boat was a lot of extensive cruising on a little 10-meter boat. Had a lot of fun though.
The Great Lakes are kind of underexploited from the super yacht point of view. A few get into Lake Michigan and bits, but not many. It'd be great to see a few more big boats going down the St. Lawrence into the Great Lakes.
It is a beautiful area, and the fresh water is something that a lot of these crew members are just so enamored with, because you pull into the dock, the first thing you don't have to pull out a hose immediately. You can just relax. It's kind of it's very, very foreign to these folks. And there's some absolutely beautiful areas to cruise in the Great Lakes.
Yeah, cruise should be pushing owners to go to the Great Lakes, just to avoid the inevitable 3-hour washdown. Everyone should be supporting an idea like that.
I always said when we pull in or drop the hook, we don't pull out a hose, we pull out a cold drink.
I think everyone can get on board with that idea. We'll wrap it up just kind of with the future of the brand. Obviously you're known as a custom builder, but you also market kind of more semi-custom yachts. And so it seems, a lot of people tell me instant gratification is what the future customer wants. Boats now, they don't want to wait around forever for a custom product. So is that something you're investigating, or you're slightly moving more towards as a company?
Well, we're always looking at different opportunities. We are a custom yard. Again, the 48 came from someone asking, would you build a 40-foot boat? Obviously, it grew to 48 feet once we knew everything that was required. But that's what we do. That's our DNA, custom yacht building. And that's what we truly want to remain as a custom yacht builder. That's not to say that we wouldn't consider building a boat speculatively, like the 50 that's being built now. The second 48 was done speculatively. So we're looking at all different avenues. We're also heavily engaged in the commercial side of vessel construction and refit and repair. Like we had talked about our location, we're not necessarily the destination for yachts to come in for refit and repair. We like yachts to come in. We want to do yacht refit and repair, but there are so many commercial vessels on the Great Lakes. They keep us busy as well on that side of the business. So it's a mix of custom yacht, new construction, new vessel, a new commercial vessel construction, as well as refit and repair on both yachts and commercial vessels. Again, primarily on commercial.
Yeah, it's quite nice having that part of the business as well. A lot of shipyards kind of have that to bolster, because we all know the yachting market is it can be all over the place from time to time. So it's nice having that other business unit that is much more regular.
What's exciting about that is what's happened is on our worst day, in a lot of cases, we're better than a commercial shipyard. And the folks get the attention on vessels under 200 feet at a smaller shipyard than they would at a shipyard that builds and repairs, say, 1,000-foot freighter. You pull in there with a 150 or a 200-foot commercial vessel, you're the small fish in a big pond. You come to Berger, you get the attention and the quality craftsmanship that you need.
Yeah, well, that's a great marketing line.
It works real well. And we've had some very, very successful projects.
Well, here's to the future of Berger and many more successful projects. I really hope some big custom yachts come your way, and the American buyer rediscovers what great talent and shipbuilding expertise there is in their homeland.
I truly believe that's going to be happening very soon.
I hope so.
Awesome.
And Ron, good luck in your hunt for the Grand Banks.
Thank you, sir. And I appreciate your time. Sorry this took so long for us to hook up there on the meeting.
Pleasure. It's all my pleasure.
All right, Stewart. Thank you.
Take care, Ron.
Bye-bye.